Cuba is a failing nation, and you have to feel badly for Cuba. They've treated people very badly. We have a lot of Cuban Americans who really were treated very badly, and they'd probably like to go back.
U.S. President Donald Trump on January 29th signed an executive order warning of fresh tariffs against countries supplying oil to Cuba, stepping up economic pressure on the communist island nation.
Are you trying to choke off Cuba?
I don't know. The word choke off is awfully tough. Cuba is a failing nation, and you have to feel badly for Cuba. They've treated people very badly. We have a lot of Cuban Americans who really were treated very badly, and they'd probably like to go back. And no, I'm not trying to, but it looks like it's something that's just not going to be able to survive. I think Cuba will not be able to survive.
According to the order issued by the White House, an additional ad valorem estimated value duty may be imposed on imports of goods that are products of a foreign country that directly or indirectly sells or otherwise provides any oil to Cuba. Amid this escalating pressure, Mexico has temporarily suspended oil shipments to Cuba, Al Jazeera reported, as Trump seeks to further isolate Havana. However, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum said the move was a sovereign decision and not the result of U.S. pressure.
It is a sovereign decision, and Pemex makes its decisions. And also, as we have said, Mexico's decision to sell or give oil to Cuba for humanitarian reasons has to do with a sovereign decision that has been in place for many years. It is not recent. So, the decision of when it is sent and how it is sent is a sovereign decision and is determined by what Pemex defines based on the contracts, or in any case, by the government as a humanitarian decision to send it under certain circumstances.
Asked whether supplies would resume, she replied, "In any case, it will be reported," while stressing Mexico would continue to show solidarity with Cuba. The suspension carries significant implications for Cuba's energy security. According to Al Jazeera, Mexico and Venezuela had been supplying most of Cuba's oil, but Venezuelan crude stopped after former President Nicolas Maduro was captured in a military operation and taken to the U.S. on January 3rd. Until last month, Mexico accounted for 44% of Cuba's oil imports, Venezuela for 33%, and Russia for about 10%, with smaller volumes from Algeria. Trump has long maintained his hardened stance toward Havana. Earlier on January 11th in his Truth Social post, Trump said, "There will be no more oil or money going to Cuba. Zero. I strongly suggest they make a deal before it is too late," adding, "Cuba lived for many years on large amounts of oil and money from Venezuela." Relations between Havana and Washington remain deeply strained, despite a brief thaw in 2014 that Trump reversed during his first term by reimposing sanctions and banning cruise ships in 2019. Al Jazeera reported that Cuba is now facing its worst economic crisis since 1959, driven by fuel shortages, power cuts, and disruptions to food and water supplies. Conditions could worsen as Mexican and Venezuelan oil flows dry up, while rising tensions with the U.S. have slashed tourism by nearly 70% since 2018, cutting income that once reached up to USD $3 billion annually.